Hello, everybody. Is that wire in the middle of the screen there?
It's actually out of the
Huh.
middle.
Yeah, it's not in the
Not in the frame.
No.
What's up, people? Oh, shoot. I'm a little hot here, Bryce. What'd you do?
I didn't do anything.
You turned it up on me. I think Chris must bump it with his giant leg or something over there. Bumps the volume.
Where is that?
Yeah.
No,
All
I
right.
can't even.
I think it's pretty good. I hear
One,
my
two?
nasaliness. No, that's still too loud.
1, 2.
Check. Okay, Yep. Okay, good. It was a little too hot there. A little too much spice in my...
Didn't you just use
my
that for the other
headphones.
video you did? It wasn't.
Well, that's it. Mike was in here messing around, sort of turning all kinds of knobs, plugging, unplugging all kinds of stuff. Yeah, so anyway, I'm here. Sorry to Hex members. I'm freaking screwed up this week. I didn't do anything. Just getting so darn preoccupied with all this cool stuff going on, trying to drive the media guys to get the giveaway up and running so we can do a garage giveaway for what's it called? Just go in front of it, Bryce.
December.
December 15th. And then the Noosebomb lift, we did the install on Thursday, and then the ramps just showed up, so I got sidetracked on that. I recorded the video, though, which we'll edit probably Monday or something like that, which would be all of the detail of what it cost for. And I didn't listen to you. I just spilled all the beans. So and then everybody knows all the details. And I determined that, the garage, we're going to call it an $85,000 garage, is what it would cost if you were to do it and pay someone, to come and install all this stuff. Because, the 10 grand cash... It's not something anybody would get.
Do that.
Yeah. And we didn't have the lift on the spreadsheet, so I need to put the lift on there.
Gotcha.
I think we got everything else, though. So, yeah, that's what's going on. So we're getting ramped up for Black Friday, and then right after Black Friday, we do the, 2 weeks later, we start into the garage giveaway, and, that's the news.
All right, that's good. So you already addressed a question right there, because somebody was asking about the cost for the, it was Lee Banfield on Instagram. Haven't seen all the garage giveaway videos, but is there a price breakdown? Yes, that's coming. What might it cost someone if they wanted to make the dream garage themselves? So about $85,000.
Just recorded it today.
All right, so there you go, Lee. Be on the lookout for that one. So let me get to a couple other garage questions here. But first, we got a super chat. Let me find it there. All right, there we go. It's from our buddy Martin at Alligator Window Tent. $14.99. Thank you to the entire OG crew. I just had my 34-inch Sonic 9 drawer delivered, and I'm laying down my Swiss tracks after I painted my walls Harbor Gray. I'm getting dialed in.
Nice.
So there you go. That was quick. He ordered that earlier this week. Nice. Let's see. A couple other garage-related questions here. And you may be able to address this. It sounded a little confusing, but I think some content on undermounting or flush mounting a lift would be cool to see. Also curious if heating was a point of discussion in Emmanuel's garage. I know you said there were some cool days and warm days, but was that ever part of the discussion?
Yeah, we don't do that. So if you wanted to do that, you could do it. But no. I mean, it's insulated. All you do is just open the door of the house. It's insulated garage door, insulated garage. And so in the winter, just open the door to the house and it'll heat it up. In the summer, just open the door to the garage. I used to do that in my old house. You just open it up and then it will cool down. And my door wasn't even insulated. So that's that would be my recommendation.
All right, let's see. Another quick question here on the Noosebomb lift that you installed. Can you order the Noosebomb double scissor lift with a flat plate instead of a diamond plate? Or they all come with that diamond plate sort of thing?
I hate diamond plate, but it's actually pretty darn stout and looks really nice. I think we can, yes. You'd probably have to pay for it because they don't normally produce that, but yes, they can do pretty much anything. So that's one of the really cool things about it is that, they can do whatever it takes.
And the one in Emmanuel's garage was sort of a silver.
Yeah, so that was a galvanized finish, which you could do, which is an option. They just send it to galvanizing so they can powder coat in different colors. So the standard color is going to be blue, which you'll see in the next video coming up here of our initial install. And then I have some more tweaks, and I just had the electrician come, and so we have to run a 208 amp 20 or 208 volt 20 amp circuit. So we have to run that in order to power. I didn't even think about that ahead of time. So electrician just came to talk about that. But the Noosebomb lifts should be. They aren't live in the store yet, are they?
No,
but if you want one, just email us and we'll get it for you. I'm confident we'll become probably the one, if not the biggest, one of the biggest, certainly the biggest residential specific Noosebomb dealer in the world, or at least in the country. And they're freaking awesome. It's to tell the story for the third or fourth time. I mean, it's not that Twin Bush is junk. Twin Bush was the entry level option. So think Twin Bush like Karcher, like the Karcher K1700, and then the plan was always to bring in the Krenzla of the lifts, which would be the the Noosebomb, and didn't get around to it until until now. The beauty of it is the Noosebombs have come down like 20 or 30% from where they were when I'd originally wanted to start bringing them in here. And so now it made sense to me to just go with one high-end lift, stop dealing with all the problems of the potential of the other lift. I think I also have to remind people, like, it must be nice. We've created this service, we've created all this information and technical support and all this stuff. I didn't have any of that. And so, people are like, well, no, what was Twin Bush junk? It's just no good anymore. No, it's not. It's fine. It's not as good as Noosebomb, and the support isn't as good and won't be as good as Noosebomb will be. But Noosebomb will still have problems too. It's the way it goes. If you're buying professional grade stuff, you see lots of, crying and complaining about Krenzlas and all that. And what I can promise you is that there is no one working harder to advocate for us, the consumers, as I am, as we are, and the team is, and how much talk and how much discussion we're having about this. But and I maybe I need to just start harping on this over and over and over again, that we're getting you like 90% of the way there. You're still going to have to do some work. You're still going to have to, do some stuff. Sometimes some stuff's going to break and you're going to have to figure out how to fix it. Stop living your life reliant on warranties and insurance policies. Make your own insurance policy. Be your own warranty. Who cares about frickin' warranties? Well, I buy the one with a better warranty. Get a better job so you don't have to worry about the warranty. Is that too much to ask? Just don't live your life by frickin' warranty. Stop buying warranties, especially.
Yeah, don't buy it.
Just throw it away and get another one, Well, this was supposed to be the Kool-Aid drinkers say that this is all you guys drinking the Kool-Aid said it's the best. It is the best, but even the best breaks. It's made by some human somewhere. What do you frickin' expect?
All right, so let me just a quick recap here before you get too worked up. So last week we did not have a podcast. You were in Virginia.
Oh yeah.
The week before was you were guiding us through on that computer over there the plans for your garage.
That seems like a lifetime ago.
It's 2 weeks ago now. So there are a few questions here that popped up about that because that's the last time some of these people have seen us.
Yeah.
So let's ask a quick question here from Lucas on Facebook. Any update on the OG home garage that you're building? What's the update there?
Yeah, well, I sold my house. I'm selling my house, so I bought. Let's say I bought another house, and I'm selling my house. And we got another showing today. We had like 3 yesterday. So we're probably going to sell it here real quickly. So no garage.
So there you go. So the house is on the market. Matt in the chat here, Matt Duffy, our friend, says, would Hex Plus members get 10% off the house if they were to purchase your house?
No. Yeah.
Everything's negotiable, Matt. Yeah. All right. So that addresses that question.
Somebody brought up the idea we should do a house giveaway.
Oh.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah, that would take a lot.
Yeah, I don't think we have quite the pull to pull that one off.
A year-long entry. All right, let's see. Matt, did you power wash all those snot rockets off that poor family's driveway?
Yeah.
Good question from Jeffrey there.
Yeah, I mean, it rained, so it should be good.
They went away. There's another home garage.
Some guy got real mad about that. You should have some better manners. No, I should be me, and manners are for frickin' babies. I'm just gonna, do what I do. You'd be like, where did you draw the line? It says show up to do a garage install in a suit and tie, and roll out, cut the red ribbon. No, we're gonna be frickin' humans. And we blew off the driveway after we were done. Done.
All right. With the talk about the new house, are there any details on the new house? Or
There will be no details. The new house. The new house does not exist to the world.
All right, there you go.
This is my time to grow up. So there will be no new house in OG lore. Yes.
And no garage. He's got to keep the no garage thing going.
No. Well, I'll share the garage, but not the house. Yeah. So there's a little garage there. I'm gonna gut and make it like the most amazing garage ever. You'll see. I will share that, but yeah, the house it's time for me to detach because there's a lot of psychos out there. I'll fight them, but I don't want to.
So Ted wants to know, not our Ted, a different Ted. Are you moving the wash bay and stuff?
No,
from the old house to the new house.
There. I don't get time for that.
Okay, so that comes included as the house. Okay.
Yeah. Somebody's getting a pretty sick setup. Home theater stuff will be negotiable, but chances are I'm going to take all the equipment with me because no one's going to want to pay for that. Everybody would want it unless somebody says full price offer, and then maybe I consider it.
All right, here's a good question from Alex in the chat. We just talked a little bit about this today, you and I. Afternoon, Chris and Matt. Are you any closer to the ego attachment becoming a thing? Thanks.
Yeah, David and I agreed to terms. So we're going to draw that up. And I guess, he's kind of waiting on to nail that down. And then we'll place our order here for the first 1,000 of them. And then he'll go into production. So we're probably 2 months out, I would guess, something like that. So not too far out. They're going to be, I think, $59.99, $60, and it's going to include a couple of different tips, I believe, and bolt up to all 3 of the ego blowers. And then my application is in, so I'm hoping to come first of the year, get access to be able to sell the ego system, ego stuff.
All right, let's see. Amazing giveaway series. Just purchased the entire Krenzela custom pressure washer setup. Only item missing is the stainless Cox reel mount. Any ETA on when you get another small batch? Next week is what our guy told us.
Selling one of those prototypes over there if he needs it.
There you go. If you want one bad enough, email me and I'll.
Yeah, give him, sell him one of those. Get him out of here. I've been looking at those on that counter over there. That and that PCL thing. Every time I'm like, he's gonna eventually move those, but it's not looking good.
Kyle hit the PCL thing there. That's all him. Let's see. But no, we're getting hopefully a batch of 40, but there are like 70 people signed up on the email list, so this is going to go quickly. Let's see. Our buddy Brian out in California. Happy Friday. Hey there, Brian. Good to see you here. IK sprayers. Somebody noticed our IK sprayer here. What's the deal with IK sprayers? Are they coming to the OG store? What are your thoughts on them? Have you used them?
I haven't used it a lot, but we just put some water in it and sprayed it. I mean, the sprayer's garbage, but it's promising. And so I was sort of torn on what to do with this. I was supposed to make the video Tuesday, then Wednesday, then Thursday. Today's Friday. I still haven't made the freaking video. But I want to make a press all update video and an add IK to the mix. And so, I was trying to figure out, okay, so, I don't want to have a bunch of stuff retailed in the store, but none of these bottles are done. Like none of them are, and I think that the OG types and myself, if we have them and we're selling them, and I'm being very transparent about what they are, none of them are perfect. None of them even close to perfect, but they're the best we've got. And so I want to be a part of developing both of them. And so that, the spray head is a 90-cent piece of garbage on the, on the IK, but the bottle's really pretty nice. And it's got some nice features, like the little card on the back is a cool touch, and we could easily add a label to it. It's a pretty decent setup. And then of course Pressall has a much better sprayer, but still not perfect. It doesn't atomize quite as well as I'd like, but we're going to carry both of them. So we have 4 or 5 pallets of IKs. What did I do? 3 pallets just showed up of IKs. So we have plenty of stock of those. We should have those up Monday or Tuesday. And then, the Pressalls are in stock. So, those are good. But I'm going to make an update video here probably Monday or something like that.
All right, quick question about the next garage giveaway from Samuel, because we discussed this on the last giveaway. What if you don't have a garage but still want to win the giveaway?
Well, the other option is, and the giveaway is that you get, we give you $30,000 cash that you could use sort of down payment of your home with a garage in the future. So that's so option 1 is you build the garage build out. Option 2 is $30,000 in cash.
I want to go to one more question about that. It was a good one here. From Donnie on Facebook. Incredible garage build you just did. For the Swiss tracks, do you recommend the majority being lighter tiles, like in the garage build, or the majority black for an always clean floor look? Looking to do Swiss tracks next year in my garage. I like the gray-black combo, but I'm torn on which one to do the majority of.
Well, black looks dirty most of the time. So if you want it to look as clean as possible, you do the silver or gray or something like that as your base color. So actually, like the blues, the reds, the greens, the silvers look cleaner. Black is the one color that looks the dirtiest. Believe it or not, white most of the time looks pretty darn clean as well. But the cleanest looking is silver from a dirt perspective. But black will show a bit more. But all you have to do is just grab a broom and just kind of dust it, and it looks clean.
All right, along those lines from John here on Facebook, after completing the giveaway garage last week and having some time to take it all in, what changes would you make, i.e. design process, component selection, install, etc., if you were to do it again and when you're to do it again?
Yeah, absolutely nothing. I mean, that was just what was so motivating about it. So to be completely honest, I didn't want to go. I don't want to travel. It's freaking annoying when it's a stupid mask. And then you can't, nothing's open. It's just not fun. I mean, travel sucked before, but it sucks even more now. And I got there, and the Airbnb was a freaking disaster. Airbnb is freaking dead to me. I will never do it again. It's 2 times, 0 for 2. The first one was like this goofy model, like condo thing, and like a apartment. It's like an apartment complex that pretends to be a condo. It's like trying to be fancy, and they always take such good pictures, and you're like, well, let me give it a shot. And then the second one, this one, it was like someone puked over the entire house. These people were disgusting. Just like they mad dashed out of the house. Like I rented it. It was like $4,000 I paid for this thing. And the dude and his kids, just like running out of the house as we're coming in. It's just filth. I've never seen anything like it. Like, how could people even live like that? And then we just immediately left, and I texted the guy and said, look, I'm not staying here. Went and we had a mad dash, try to find some janky hotel, because in this town there are no hotels. Like, they don't have a decent hotel. And so then we get that all set up, and I talked to the guy. He's like, okay, yeah, we'll credit you back. And now he's pretending like none of that happened. And then Airbnb just sent me a message saying, well, we're siding with the blah, blah, blah because you didn't contact us. I'm like, I talked to the freaking guy. And so I'm going to credit card dispute it and tell him the frickin' middle finger's up. It's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. So I was off to a real bad start. And so then we couldn't get somehow every hotel in Chesapeake, Virginia is booked. And so I can only get 4 hotel rooms. We need 5. And spending just bleeding money. But then at the end of it, it's like I just burned the paint, or thought I burned the paint when I was polishing my car, and by the end of the project, it was just amazing. The paint came out great, and everything was fantastic. At the end of it, then I'm like, well, we need to do another garage giveaway because this was freaking awesome. So, it turned out better than it turned out exactly what I envisioned in my head of what it would turn out to be like. Just like the same vision of the same dum-dums who they have to look for one little thing. Well, what about vacuums? Well, I don't have a vacuum. So I haven't figured that out yet. So he's on his own. I got him 99% of the way there, for gosh sakes. Well, I don't like the symmetry of the hoses. Well, I didn't ask your opinion, so just shut up. I don't need the praise. I also don't want the freaking critiques. The garage is perfect. You wish you had it. I wish I had it. So shut your face. Next question.
Next question on a happier note. Super chat from Rohan. Hey, Matt, subscribed back in 2015, and your videos on cars, family, and life in general made a significant impact on my life, so thank you. 5 years later, 2 promotions and getting married, finally got a .1 GT3.
Nice.
What is your first recommended modification?
I think the first thing you do is you hardwire radar detector. So get a blend mount and a unit NR7, and mount it and hardwire it. Don't try to mirror tap it. It's way easier to just hardwire it. So watch. I've got a few videos of doing that. That's the first thing you do. Get clear side markers for it if they haven't already done that. And then, free modifications you can do, lower the thing so you can lower it. Then you want some sort of exhaust. I think you either want the AWE or Soul, either one of those two, if you want to keep it simple and keep the cats, or if you get a nice little bonus this year or something, order up the Dundon stuff. Get the Dundon catted headers and their lifetime center muffler. That'll freaking change your life. It's just awesome. And then another thing you'd want to get eventually is a DSC controller for it. Really transforms how the car feels and handles. What else? Obviously detail it, do a full correction, protection if it, hasn't already been done, nail that down. Since it's a .1, it's a few years old, you probably want to do a leather and Alcantara treatment. So do like the color lock or SwissVax process that I use, clean the Alcantara up. Make sure, if the steering wheel's Alcantara, make sure to take care of that. And then I guess there's a lot of stuff you can do.
You forgot your first real modification that you always do, though.
Oh, yeah, you got to cut off the little string on the gas cap. Make sure you cut that off so you don't accidentally drop it and smack the fender. What's going on here?
Somebody in the chat said the press-all sprayer fits on the IK bottle.
Does it?
Yeah. So we're going to try it.
I didn't think it did.
It works. Oh. There you go. There's
yeah.
one on there.
Yeah, but I don't think it bottoms out. I thought we had it leaking. Yeah, that's a possibility.
We'll mess around with that. Thanks, Kin-Jeeper.
Yeah, we were looking at that earlier, but I don't think it bottoms out. But maybe
it was a 750 bottle, maybe 1,000 would. We'll see.
But yeah, that could be a comment. I still like the press-all bottles better. The problem is we can't put a label on that bottle right there, that black bottle. It doesn't freaking work. That's kind of annoying too.
Yeah,
it doesn't do that in that bottle as much. I guess if you had liquid in there, it'd be fine. But yeah, these are Canyon sprayers. These are, I think, Japanese made or Japanese engineered, and like this top head is really junk. And so these atomize really well. So the tip and the mechanism is good, but I mean you can even see it's not good. I've had these sprayers in the past. I was buying on my list of stuff. It cuts into your hand here, and I don't think you need as much atomization as these create. So it atomizes a little bit too fine. And IK, I think they have a sprayer in development, but they had the bottle done, and they're like, well, let's try to find the best sprayer we can for it. I think another option is just because I think a Tolco sprayer is way better than this one. So if once Tolco sprayers start to become available again, then maybe we can just start punting these and putting those on it or something. But I wanted to be a part of the development of it. Part of if I sell, if you guys buy a ton of them, then I will have a say. You guys will tell me, and I'll tell them, and we'll be able to have a say in the development of these products.
I got a question here in the chat from Brad. Do you have any experience with hot water diesel pressure washers?
Diesel? That sounds stout. No, I don't. Most of the hot water stuff will have a boiler, right? And they'll also require 240 volts or something like that. That would be something that you would probably do permanent. I don't know if Metropolitan Detail has some like 8 GPM hot cold versions. I'm not sure what John has there. I don't know if they're diesel. I thought they were natural gas. But some of those big stout machines, you're going to spend $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 to get set up. I just don't know how practical that is, even for stupid as I am buying stuff.
All right, follow-up question from him: does Krenzla produce a hot water pressure sprayer?
All of them are hot water, or warmish water, but they don't have a boiler, right? So I don't think Krenzla has a boiler type machine unless they have something up in the really high, the really commercial like heavy industrial ones that are like the $10, $20, $30,000 ones. But you can run 145 degrees through pretty much any of them and not have a problem with the seals and check valves and stuff like that. And to put into perspective, I mean, most taps, most of the time, by the time you get the water out of the tap and it runs to the PEX in the house, I mean, you're getting like 120, 125, maybe 130 degrees. And that's like scalding to your hands almost, it's pretty hot. So in most cases, you can run warm water through any kind of water you're getting from your water heater. Unless you have like an old, gas type water heater and you're bringing it, right off of the tank. I mean, to get, 160, 70, 80 degrees is just not very practical. It's very unlikely you're going to get those temps. So all the ARs and the Krenslas should be fine in any kind of warm water condition. That's why buying the 630 TSS hot version. That's why I don't spend the extra $50 or $75 or recommend that with the AR, because it's rated up to 140 degrees. So you're paying $75 to get that 140 to 170 or whatever it can do, but you're never going to get those temps, so it's kind of a waste.
All right, and then his last question, do we ship to Canada? Yes, Brad, we do ship to Canada. Krensla is included.
Yeah, I mean, it's expensive, and you have to pay duties, and someday we'll get there, but I lost a little interest because I see it freaking snowing crazy, and in September, I see Rick up there, Rick's Audi double, seeing him freaking buried in snow already in Gully's garage. He's already got mud and crap all over, all the snow all over his cars already. I'm like, God dang, that sucks.
It's 72 here.
Yeah. We're sweating. I'm trying to turn the AC down. I'm sweating.
When is GSF coming to the OG store?
I'm going to the Koch Chemi, and it's not Koch, so I'm not saying that. But I'm going to the Koch Chemi event on Monday, Tuesday, and I'm working out a deal with Andrew, who's the U.S. representative, about bringing GSF in. We will be bringing gallons and very likely bringing in the 20-liter as well. So it'll be 4 liter, I think? Or maybe it's 5 liter. I forget what size it is. 5 liter. I think it's 5 liter and 20 liter. And then, of course, the 1 liter. So we will be bringing those in and talking to them about the viability of that. And I just want to make sure I don't get screwed, because I do think it's the best soap on the available on the market. I do think it's a little better than Adams, and I do think I'm going to have a lot to say about how much of that stuff is sold in the U.S. now. If I didn't stamp my approval on it, then it probably will sell okay. But I think that it's going to take off, and so I'm working on how are we going to do that this time.
All right, let's see. Got a question here, and I know that this came up. I heard you and Kyle talking about this yesterday. When it comes to more industrial use, for lack of a better term, would you recommend the Krensla 1322, AR630, something else when it comes to like 7, 10, 15 hours a week? If you're gonna
no, yeah, you want to go bigger. You want like an 18 millimeter, 20 millimeter pump. I think you want a KWS 700, which is a 20 millimeter pump, is what I would recommend. There are some 18 millimeter versions too, like the 599 TSTG we could use, or one of the Quadro. I think that the 599 is one of the Quadro machines. Those are 18 millimeter pumps. The 1322 is only a 12 millimeter pump, and it certainly can do it. You're just going to be fixing it all the time. You'll be blowing through seals and stuff like that. So if you're using it 10 hours a week in a commercial environment, you're just going to have to work at it. You're going to have to be replacing oil, seals. I generally recommend, we'll be doing 4 of them in the garage in Texas, which is modeled after the garage in Seattle, and suggesting they have 4 bays, buy 5 machines, and that way you have one to swap out while you're repairing the others. The beauty of these machines is that they are repairable. The disadvantage to it is, it's expensive to repair if you don't do it yourself, because you got to ship it back and forth and all of that stuff. But the beauty of it is that you can fix it. And so if you're going to use it commercially, you can repair it and get, 10 years out of it, 5, 10, 15, 20 years, depending on how well you take care of it. And that's where people get a little, they sort of misunderstand how this whole game is played. That I'm getting you this commercial grade stuff, and they're expecting it to be, they're hearing it's great, and so they're expecting it to be perfect. Well, it's not. It's it still requires maintenance, and if you do some stuff wrong, it's going to break. But the beauty is you can fix it. The other stuff you can't fix. A Comet you really can't fix. You just throw it away and get another one. The AR is fixable, but again, the AR is just not as high of quality. And the reason that you see so many people talking about Krenzel is because we've sold thousands of them. We've sold hundreds of ARs. So, it's like we've had like 50 people with major issues of the thousands that we've sold. So you just hope you're not one of those 50. And I feel for you, and we do everything we can, bend over backwards. But sometimes things break. And like that freaking, I've got a $4,000 Carrier Infinity thing in my house, and I've always having to fix it. Sometimes you just have bad luck on some things, Like my projector. It's a disaster.
All right, let's see. We have this is a comment from Jan8181. He knows how to get his comment read aloud here. Matt and Chris, I'm currently watching all the video podcasts from newest to oldest. And it's so interesting listening to you even just a year ago and seeing how far you've come. You guys are amazing. There you go. Thanks. Thanks, Mom.
Chris is amazing. I don't know about.
Let's see. Oh, Yuha. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Yuha. With regard to the garage giveaway and product, should do a metal hex sign or something like you did on the VinWiki garage to give every garage the seal of approval.
Yeah, I need to get back on it. We'd had them and they were kind of janky, and so now we need to find another way to do that.
Yeah, the right one would be awesome.
Yep.
Ken Jeeper, we referenced this a little earlier. You mentioned $30K for someone without a garage if they were to win. Yet you were in for, what did you say, $85, $95K. Did you even make money this time around? There's a video on that. It's coming.
Yeah. Depending on if I get my money back on the Airbnb or not, will determine the profitability. But yeah, we made a little bit of money. The hope is the next one we make $100, $200, $1 million. I want to, these giveaways at some point could very likely, if we keep doing it well, could be extremely profitable, could make tons of money. And then eventually maybe I don't even have to buy the equipment because maybe I'll get sponsored because it creates some buzz. And some people will fault that if that happens. Oh, you've sold out, or it was so much better when you were blah, blah, blah. But, the hope is that it takes off and I have millions of people watching it and I make $10 million and that's the hope. And so all these guys on Facebook are like, well, it's clearly just a tax write-off. These guys have no idea how income taxation works. Like, well, it's just a write-off, and that's clearly what he's doing. I don't understand how this works. Like, we sell stuff, and you make a profit, and you buy stuff, which costs money. If I just sold stuff and didn't buy stuff, then I'd keep the money. It doesn't matter what the tax deduction is, dumbo. You'd rather have money rather than a tax deduction in all instances. So I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. When will the Black Friday OG sale be live? On Black Friday, coincidentally enough.
At midnight, the strike at midnight on Thursday night, right?
Thursday night, Friday morning, Eastern time.
Eastern, yep.
We try to make that all very clear. Also, are there any items that won't be available for the sale or the discount? Yes, there are.
Rupes polishers, but all their accessories will be good. What else? That's it.
Yeah, because
Saber's good now. We can do Saber now.
I think Rupes was the...
Yeah, that's, I think, the only thing.
If there's freight shipping involved on stuff, that is not fall under free shipping, though.
Right. So no free shipping on the cabinets and the air compressors and stuff like that.
Let's see. What is the latest on the Civic? What's going on with the Civic?
Engine's done. Dyno's done. Billy has it at the shop. They're going to either PPF or we're going to have some paint done to the carbon fiber. And Michael Good's going to dig in and do his thing to work his magic to the fenders, the rear fenders, getting those rolled properly and any creases or anything like that out, and do another once over. But the engine is amazing. I know it is. John sent it to me. He said it's fantastic. He put the brake master cylinder in, adjusted the brakes, so the brakes are all dialed in. All I got to do when it comes back is just align it, figure out what wheels are going to go on it, and it'll be ready for February 15th giveaway start. I'll be driving around a little while, and I got to do this S2000 steering wheel. I got to get an airbag for it. If anybody has an S2000 airbag laying around, I'll pay a bunch of money for it. I just need one.
All right, let's see. Our buddy Gully says, it's not that bad up here in Canada. You could have so much fun with the Raptor in the snow. So much fun. And then Brad, who asked the question, snow in September is correct. That's why I'm looking for hot water. There you go.
That sucks. Gosh. I mean, I guess if you like snow, but they don't even get all that much snow. It's like not enough to be fun. At least if you're in like a snow area where there's lots of snow, then it's fun. School gets canceled and all that stuff.
All right, let's see here. I had a question from Gabriel. Any office chair that you recommend for heavy use?
Yeah, you'd probably just do the Herman Miller Aeron. Herman Miller Aeron is the sort of the standard. I like my simple human scale. My human scale Freedom is pretty cool, but it's a little clicky and
makes a lot of noise.
Yeah, clacky for a $2,000, $3,000 chair.
Henry says he saw a garage vac wall-mounted model in the garage giveaway. Did you?
Oh, he saw that hunk of garbage I was kicking around on the floor, maybe.
There you just answered the rest of his question. What did you think of it?
Yeah, it's garbage. Yeah, it's total. I said, you're not putting that on your wall. I will fly here and rip it off the wall if you put that thing on the wall. There isn't one. I've got to go and start digging, start creating, start figuring out what to do. Get off of this dream that you can go to Home Depot and buy a freaking on-wall whatever. It doesn't exist. And so we're going to tackle that likely at my garage, that I'm going to be building at the new house.
All right. Gabriel wants to know, are there any updates on the bicycle? What's the word on your mountain bike?
Yeah, it's good. Nothing. I haven't ridden very much. I got like golfer's elbow, and from riding. So we're riding a ton, 2-3 times a week, and so I just haven't been riding. And but yeah, the bike is great. Love that thing.
All right, Tom wants to know, when's the next wash and talk, and which vehicle will it be?
I don't know. They're all dirty, so I need to wash them.
And then wash and drive.
Probably next week.
Do we have a wash and drive coming anytime?
Yeah, that's next week's goal for the media team, is to get wash and drive finalized, the schedule set up. We're going to start with some of our cars here, and then we'll get scheduled some other people. But we need to get I don't know what it's called, but like stabilizer bars for the digital SLR, because we don't want to shoot the interior footage with a GoPro because it looked like crap.
Mike Figuera from California says, we have an S2000 bag out of Trevor's car. I'll ask him if he wants to sell it. So
yeah.
You got a line on that. Let's see. Christopher on Facebook wants to know, are you going to start carrying the wall-mounted garage door opener used in the giveaway?
I would like to. I don't know how practical that is, but I guess if they sell it on Amazon, then why couldn't I sell it, right? I mean, the install was so simple. So, I mean, if you had power, the power is the hardest part. So, I mean, if you're pre-wired and you just put it on the wall, I mean, I thought that was like this major, like you had to like wind up the, whatever the bar and all that crap, but it was actually very simple to do. So I think I'm gonna maybe call them and get those in the store at some point here.
That was what, the LiftMaster?
Yeah, 8500.
8500. Okay. Looks like one of our someone you might know here, Nick Wong on Facebook.
Yeah.
Says, yesterday Charles told me he took advantage of your OCD and had you clean his Alcantara for him. I guess I need to swing by as well.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Let's see, Nick. Yeah, we changed out a steering wheel, and I sanded his Alcantara a little bit, and then cleaned up the leather. You're sort of showing him how to do that. Then he went home and started working on his Mercedes, and he was just showing me these old black coming off his steering wheel. Like even like he doesn't eat cheeseburgers in his car either. But if you don't maintain it, over several years, it gets kind of beat up, and so you have to use that process to keep it clean. All
right, let's see. Scott here on Facebook says, every time I get something new from OG, I'm extremely happy, and it's as good as you say. I wish there was a source like this for just about every aspect of life. Tell me what to buy. I'll be happy. I hate doing the hunt. I saw Microfiber 3.0
Yep.
or heard about that. When will that be out? What's the plan?
I think, what did I say? February 1st was the plan. So that gives us time for Rag Company to stock up, and then it gives us time to, because it's not like 2.0 is junk, but I'm swapping out 5 of the 11 towels and adding a new one. So it'll be 12 towels. Is the new system, implementing like the gauntlet and changing up the coating towel and some other things. I'm not going to be using as many of the car wash towels. We'll be doing more of the 70-30 Korean stuff. And so the process will change a little bit. Just for me using 2.0 and other towels of 1.0 and 2.0 over the last 2 or 3 years, and then seeing some of the new towels they've come out with, I've kind of changed what I like and what I prefer, and so we'll be doing that. I need to test out the new, the Rag Company's detergent in comparison to Micro Restore that they just came out with, and I believe it's in partnership with P&S. Is the how they're making it, but 3.0. The plan would be to, because we have several thousand of each towel right now, and so it's not going to be remarkably different, so I wouldn't get too excited. It's just a couple of tweaks that I want to make to the system and how it's set up, and what I'm using and how I'm using it. So, for instance, one of the things I've been wanting to do is have a lower pile polish removal towel for most of the time, but I also want to have a soft polish removal towel, like a more plush version. If there's a perception of softness, but a more plush version for some of those finicky paints that sometimes you're wiping and so I find myself grabbing a pluffle, but I want a dedicated towel for that. So those are some of the things I'm tweaking. And then I think we need a plusher, so we're going to be doing the gauntlet as our drying aid towel for most of the time, and then transition the yellow or the orange towels, which aren't even part of the Microfiber package 2.0, as a door jamb towel. So things like that, little tweaks I'm making, improving the quality of the towel that we're going to be using for interior cleaning, but the glass towel stays the same, pluffles stay the same. So I'll be coming out with that here, and like I said, so I think February 1st is the target to move through all the old inventory and then change out to the new stuff in the future.
All right, that's good. You addressed Dylan's question here from Instagram. Will Matt be trying the new P&S Microfiber wash compared to Micro Restore?
Yeah, definitely.
So that's the plan.
Yeah, so the on that note, so we'll probably, depending on what happens at Black Friday in our towel stock, we'll be creating some pretty cool detailing packages for the garage giveaway, and so that's why I think February 1st, because that's when the garage giveaway ends, and so we'll try to move through all of our previous inventory of towels and give people giveaway entries with standard microfiber packages without marking them up and stuff like that. So that's the plan. We got all kinds of cool stuff: key tag, lanyard, new shirt. We're working on a StormTech hoodie, which is the hoodie that we had before. Hopefully we can get the pricing down on it a little bit, since I'll be buying it direct from StormTech. Another hat. So I want to do this Richardson hat, but in blue and gray. And I'm working on getting some pretty exclusive Milwaukee packages. One will be 500, 1,000, and 2,000, but it's going to have a boatload of stuff thrown in. We're sort of taking advantage that Milwaukee's marketing budget ends at the end of the year, and so they have all kinds of money left to spend, and so I'm going to get them to make these crazy packages that may make a lot of sense. And then what else? Oh, and then the Sonic package. So I'm doing like a Sonic's Tool Grid Sonic starter package, and just realized that I put all that together and it doesn't fit in a Sonic drawer. Most people don't have Sonic tools anyway, so yeah, I'm an idiot. But the tools will be heavily discounted in order to sort of get people started with them. It's going to be a pretty cool package, I think.
All right, let's see. I think we talked about this before. I don't know if we had anything final here yet, but Eric wants to know, is there anything special or different for Hex Plus members on Black Friday?
What do we decide?
I don't know if we didn't decide anything yet, Eric. But we talked about, I think last year maybe it was 15% off or something like that.
I think what we should do is because we have a hex tag, so I think what we're going to do is we'll do 15% off and priority shipping. So we're going to pull them every day, pull them first. And I would urge any of you that if you're going to order, the quicker and earlier you order, the quicker and earlier we're going to get it out. So those that order on Monday night are going to get shipped later, because depending on how deep it gets, if we're going to be extremely efficient this year. Last year we didn't even work the weekend, so the whole team double timed. I've just hired 2 more people, and so we're going to be ready to go. And my guess is it'll take us about a week to catch up, where it took us 3 weeks to catch up before. So
yeah, it's going to go smoothly. We're going to be here all that weekend, working all the way through the next week, so it's going to be good.
Yeah, so Hex Plus 15% off and priority shipping. So priority free shipping, where we're gonna pull you to the top of the list, and so we'll print those orders first.
Let's see. Your friend at Blend Mount says, "Hi, OG team. Any updates on the radar detector category?"
Yeah, I need to get on the phone to all those people. I just haven't done it. The garage giveaway was preoccupying me. So what I intend to do is to carry, all the different radar detectors and then specific blend mounts for some of the cars that I think, are most popular around here, M3s, 911s, stuff like that, and have that resource available to people. And then I'm going to call Ariel at Vortex, who's not really interested in retailing, and see if maybe we can become his retailer for him and, split it with him or something like that, or pay him more than what he's getting in affiliate links.
All right, let's see. I have a question from Sam in the chat. I know you love your CSL and EXO on your wheels, but I have some leftover C5 and was thinking of using it on my exhaust tips. Do you have any thoughts on this? I don't think the temperature of the tips will exceed C5's temperature range.
Yeah, I think that would work. I don't know, though. I don't know how well it'll stick, if you will. You could dry it. See what's the worst can happen. It just melts off.
All right, let's see. We have a fan, Ken Jeeper, likes the Edgeless 365. I think that's going to be in there.
Yeah, there's an Edgeless 300 in there and an Edgeless 365. Yep.
Javier wants to know, I know OGHQ is located in Florida. With the cold approaching in the north, will you be creating new merch like hoodies, parkas, etc.?
Yeah, we got to get rolling on that. I want them because it does get chilly here, for a few months. We'll have a few days here and there that are in the 30s and 40s.
There are 2 hoodies in the store right now and long
really
sleeve
nice
shirts.
Yeah, long sleeve T-shirts. We have beanies in there as well. But we need to make more of a focus on apparel. So much I want to do. So little time.
It's a very long short list, as always. Let's see. Our friend across the pond here, Don't Skip Pudding. I know we've discussed this before, but it's come up a couple times since. I'm aware you have the Facebook OG group, but have you ever considered starting an OG forum through the website? Yeah,
we did, and I nixed it. My heart wasn't in it. I don't even spend any time on Renlist anymore or at M3 posts or anything like that. I don't know. Forums just kind of think I'd have to have a real interest in it. The other problem, in order to make a forum work, it can cost a lot of money. So then you got to go out and raise all kinds of sponsor money and start charging. And it's just because if it takes off and you have lots of users on there, then you have to pay for all that use, and so then you have to raise money to make it work. It would have to be like the thing, and I thought I could just passively do a forum, and it just didn't work.
All right, Henry asked on Facebook, do you have a preference for maintenance-specific tools, for example, oil pump cans, funnels, measuring jugs, etc.?
No, I haven't really. I normally, out of laziness, I'll buy a new one and just throw it away every time, and change the oil. I have that twin bush extractor catch, can thinger, but that's something that is on the long short list to maybe, dig in and find some really high quality stuff for that and offer that.
There seemed to be a lot of talk about the black ceiling. So what were your final impressions of the black ceiling in Emmanuel's garage?
I liked it. I mean, it took us 4 coats of paint to get right. Obviously, it'd probably be better if you just sprayed it, ahead of time. Or I guess you see that's the problem. You can't really do it ahead of time because you need to cut the drywall and all of that in order to put the lights in. It's cool. I found myself, I'd be like, taken the tape off and smacked my head into the ceiling, because it does create that perception of, of depth. There's more room above you. It's like you're staring into the abyss. So it's cool. It certainly met the theme of that. I don't think I'll be doing it in my garage, but it is a neat idea, and I certainly think it looks nice.
All right, Mike here in the chat says, do you have any thoughts on Valentine 1 Gen 2 versus the Uniden R7? It seems to be the choice of OG, the R7. Blend mount is definitely the most legit mount.
Yeah, I think that certainly the Gen 2 Valentine was a leap forward, but I'm pretty sure that range and ability is given. The R7 is still better, but I think they're pretty close, certainly in comparison to the Gen 1. Yeah, I mean, again, go to Vortex Radar, and if you watch what he says, that's what I listen to. So I'm pretty sure that the Uniden R7 is still the preferred detector.
I got a question in the chat here from Samuel. At this point, are there any projects or goal that you have that seems out of reach, or something you know you want to do that will take everything you have to get done?
Everything I do seems out of reach. The Sonic tool plan to figure out how to create a system for that. The Milwaukee, experiment, Milwaukee digging through is substantial. So, yeah, I don't know. That's a tough thing to answer, because I'll get it done. I always do. The most daunting thing for me is all the humans here and developing them. And allowing them to develop while hopefully not hacking them all off. It's like this delicate balance to, figuring out how to create a culture and an ecosystem where everybody works hard and gets the job done and doesn't hate me for it. So I'm trying to figure that out. That's the most daunting thing in my life. Do you just go and do everything yourself? Many business owners will do that. They'll build a business and then they'll say, screw this. I'm not working with all these freaking people. I'm just going to do it on my own, keep it small, and limit my upside. I don't think that's me, but I could see how that could happen.
All right, on Instagram here, I have a question from Champagne Chugger. Hey, Matt, my 2 local ISF calibrators want $500 to $600 for 3 hours to calibrate my new LG 77-inch OLED. Is that money well spent?
Yeah, definitely. Yep. Just look at it this way. That LG, 10 years ago would have cost $20,000. So you bought it for $3,700 or whatever, and spend the extra $600 and you get performance out of it. Yeah, 100%, absolutely. If they're, just don't be using the Best Buy guys. Try to find like somebody, ISF, obsessed type that wants somebody who trains other people and stays up on it. But yeah, that's pretty reasonable, I think.
Going back to that sprayer discussion, Jeff chimed in here in the chat. Jeff C. I trimmed down the 1,000 milliliter sprayer tubes to fit right at the bottom of the IK bottle. No leaks, works perfect. So you just took a longer tube and trimmed it a little.
Yeah.
There you go. Let's see. I want to give you the visual here for this question from Cody on Facebook.
Okay.
Matt, I saw these ceramic trim wipes would be releasing soon. Can we please get your thoughts or rant on these types of gimmicky products on the market right now? So that's I don't know if you've seen that, if we already have some at the house.
Yeah, that Cerakote company has them. Is that what it is? They're just branding.
Powered by Cerakote Ceramics.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I have all that stuff sitting in the cabinet over there, all the Cerakote stuff. I don't want to. I just haven't found a sacrificial car that I want to try it on. I'd rather do what I know works really well. What I also told him, I said, look, I'm not interested in the freaking wipes. I'm not a baby. Give me the bottle. I want the freaking bottle that I can choose to put on however much I want. I don't need a wipe. Griot's is selling to morons. I mean, that's their hope is to sell to the average Joe at the car show. They can catch them with something. But I think this stuff works. I think it's a good product. They just take what's in the bottle and put it on a wipe, and just, I guess that makes it easier. I don't know. Seems like me that would be a whole lot more expensive to do it that way. So, and the part that they're not talking about is that you need to prep it. You need to clean it. You may need to add solution finish. So, anyway, that's the story.
All right, so you touched on this a little earlier, but James asked in the chat, is there an update on OG Canada?
No.
Not with all this snow.
There's just too much. We need to get there. Someday. I'm probably going to have to hire somebody to get me there at some point.
Oh, the Canadians are going to start chiming in the chat here. They're ready for you. Brad Bacon, our buddy Brad, says, need some t-shirts that say, I'm not a baby. That phrase shows up often. It's pretty good. We'll add that to the list, Brad.
Yep. Stop being a freaking baby. I ain't no baby.
All right, let's see. Thought I had one more question. Oh, yes. Dan on Facebook. Any plans or ideas to open up a branch of OG elsewhere, Canada, etc., like the UK? I guess he's in the UK. Or would this dilute the idea of OG?
Yeah, there wouldn't be a branch. It would just be a distribution center. So there's only one me and one hub. So there'd just be a place where we have a warehouse. Probably wouldn't even be Descript. And it would just be a warehouse where we'd ship from that location. And so it wouldn't even need to be super pretty. It just needs to be, the product there, and it needs to go in and go out, because everything would come from here. Everything would come from all the videos and all that stuff. Of course, I'd probably go there, periodically, or send Chris there to bust balls or something like that. But that's the goal. The plan would be to do that, but it's not so simple.
It's a lot of work.
Logistically, legally, figuring all that out.
It's tough enough setting up a warehouse 5 miles down the road.
Yeah. Now we got to run new water lines because the joker, I'm going to have to get in a lawsuit, I think, with the previous owner. I haven't contacted him yet, but they never got a CO. They never got permission to move into that building. So I bought the building. I did all the title work, and none of it came up. And so they put a well in, which wasn't approved. The well was approved for irrigation, not for the building. And so the building has no water, even though there is water in there and a bathroom in there, but they never permitted it. And so now we're having to run water lines underneath 441. It's going to cost me a freaking fortune to be able to put in 2 bathrooms and put a water fountain in. Idiot. You'd think you'd tell somebody that, hey, by the way, we didn't do this, so I'm going to freaking sue their face off and get my freaking money back, whatever it costs. Unless it doesn't cost that much, then I'll just eat it. But, man, it's stupid. Never thought I'd ever get in a lawsuit in my life. But I got a building, I got a 5,000 square foot building I can't use because they never got it approved. So now the county is busting my nuts about it, and we can't get anything done. Going to meetings and all this crap to try to freaking do it. I guess it's my own dumb fault. Next time I'll learn, hey, let me see your certificate of occupancy. Yeah, so whatever. We went to the county and said, yeah, they don't need anything, remember? Like, do we need to get a whatever
business tax license?
Yeah. No.
All that stuff.
No, you don't need that. But if you want to improve your building, then and put bathrooms in it, nope, can't do that. You got to have all this special stuff. Idiots. Imagine you're in California. Yeah. Florida, it's supposed to be easy. And I got civil engineers involved in the whole thing.
It was easy for the last guy. He just did what he wanted.
Yeah, he didn't ask.
Super easy.
Yeah, he's like, well, we need some water. Let's just hire a well. $800. Let's not even ask. We just do it at night. We need a bathroom. Just sneak in there and put it in. Tap into the well, and we'll put a septic tank in and call it a day.
Pay cash.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we'll sell the building to the next guy, and we just won't tell him any of that.
Oh, man. All right, Rocky wants to know, hey, Matt, love your content. I was wondering what your thoughts are on CarPro Essence, Essence Plus, and the CarPro Gloss Pad.
I don't know about the Gloss Pad, but Essence is pretty good. It's a good, Essence Plus cuts a little bit more, but we use it on my Black S2000 back in the day. It's one of those things that it's adding silicon dioxide. It's a true like all-in-one, but it's a pretty good product. I don't find myself using it very often, but I think it's good.
All right. Brandon chimed in here. This sounds a little bit like you used to be, perhaps. A self-proclaimed griots moron here. I know better isolated products exist, but having a one-stop shop that offers so many solutions in-house is nice to find, although part of it is having all the bottles that match.
Well, the griots is not the place for that anymore. You need to find somebody else because they're not what they were back in the day. They were a leader. Now they're just a follower, and yeah, I get what you're saying, but go to CarPro or something like that, or Gion or anybody. So, and this is a self-proclaimed griot super fan until I actually met the guys. I'm like, oh boy. Yeah, they don't give a crap.
All right, let's see. Brian, our buddy Brian in California, who's an engineer. Yes, you definitely need a good civil engineer.
Yeah.
They're hard to come by, I guess. Let's see.
No to Adams.
No.
Adams is the new griots. Yeah. Adams was purchased by another major conglomerate, and so you're going to get all dug in on Adams, and then have to very likely have to move on to something else. I'm telling you, Gion, CarPro. I like CarPro better, but Gion very similar. I'm trying to think what full line I would go to. I mean, even P&S.
I was thinking, what do we have most of here?
I mean, yeah, P&S would be pretty cheap, to run. But yeah, I mean, it's just griots just comes out with too much junk. Some of the base stuff, Speed Shine's pretty good, and some of their soaps are okay. Stay away from all that poly additive stuff. It's just that they're coming out with I just don't understand how you could be a leader and then say, well, I'm going to come out with a 3-in-1 ceramic spray wax or whatever. It's just don't do that. Do your own thing. Stop copying what everybody else is doing. It's become a major corporation, and they just have to do what everybody else is doing. Oh, Meguiar's. Yeah, just choose Meguiar's Professional. Perfect. Or go to obsessedgarage.com and buy what I'm telling you. It'd be way easier.
Yeah. The bottles won't match, but that's all right.
Well, we're going to get that. We're going to solve that problem with a bottle that actually works instead of pee dribbles out. The problem with Griot's bottles, the finest sprayer always dribbled down the side of the bottle for me. Remember, I had every single thing. I even bought all the tchotchkes. Like, oh, that looks like a pretty good little tchotchke. I buy it and throw it away. But everything, the whole catalog, the whole thing. Hook, line, and sinker. All the towels, I wanted to buy the cabinets, the lights, the everything. Don't do it. It's time to move on.
Javier wants to know. I guess he saw my shirt here.
Chemical Guys. That's what you should do.
Okay, Chemical Guys, Meguiar's. There you go. You get a couple
I'm joking.
And griots. Don't forget. Why always courtesy rev? What's the reasoning behind that magical science?
Because I'm a freaking real man. That's why. It's a cool thing to do. Let everybody know real man has arrived. That's it.
All right. Our Nike friend out in Oregon, Jeff, wants to know, hey, Matt, which would be harder to pull off? An OG spec PT Cruiser or an OG spec Prius?
Oh, gosh. Those are the two, worst cars ever.
What about a Pontiac Aztec? OG spec Aztec.
That is, just preposterous. A PT Cruiser is like a serious, mobile.
There's a lot of them out here in the villages, too.
Yeah.
Those old guys.
We can call them. I gently refer to them as PT losers. Yes. Yeah. The man. I think that the average intelligence of a Prius owner would be much, much higher. It's just that their social awkwardness is rather high as well. But a PT loser just has no clue, right? They have no idea. They're like the Trump MAGA hat psychopath with flags. They just have no idea that they're driving a PT loser. They have no clue. At least a Prius guy is trying to make a statement. You frail little guys drive around in those things. They only eat vegetables. And then of course the women that drive them, trying to save the world and all that, when they don't realize that they're ripping this lithium out of the earth, and it's the same. It creates a whole nother set of problems. So there's a bit of naivety in that. I don't know. That's a tough one, man. I'm offending no one on this call because no one, or this podcast, and no one watching this would want either one of those. So, and they know that I'm right.
And then our friend Brad chimed in here and said, everyone likes to dog the PT Cruiser, but it had months-long wait list when it came out.
What does that mean? What does that have to do with anything? You have a bunch of idiots. You know what car is freaking cool, though? I showed Michelle, and her eyes were bugging out of her head. The Hummer EV. Have you seen this?
Mm-hmm.
The crab walk.
No.
Have you watched the crab walk videos?
No, I don't know what that is.
You don't know what the crab... That's the coolest thing of the thing. The wheels, so the front and rear wheels turn. Charles was telling me about this, and so I went and looked it up. And so the thing can drive diagonally. A crab walk, it's called.
Interesting.
Then the one version of it is 11,000. I don't know how accurate. 11,500 foot-pounds of torque. 1,000 horsepower, 11,500 foot-pounds of torque. I don't even know if that's possible.
So you could pull a train if you wanted to.
Yeah, it's pretty. Now, who knows how janky it's going to be? Who knows if they're just trying to copy Tesla and just pretend like they have something? But seems like I just wonder if they're just throwing it out there and say, "Hey, we're going to make this." See, that goes back to the whole copying thing. So now they're doing. You put $100 deposit down. Come on, get your own idea, you dumbos. Stop copying everybody else.
All right, let's see. Got a couple, and Blend Mount chimes in. Plenty of Priuses here in California. I could see that. That's true.
Yep. They're all moving to Texas. Mess up Texas.
Leo wants to know, what soundbar do you recommend for an apartment where I watch a lot of movies and Netflix? TV is an LG OLED 55C9.
Yeah, I wouldn't do a soundbar if you care and you want to do some real speakers. So you'd get a receiver, like a Yamaha receiver, and get a pair of, left and right speakers, and then get a center channel, put them on a stand, get yourself a little stand to go underneath your TV, and then you can hold off and do rear speakers later, or, try, no, I'm telling you, CT, it's 11,500 foot-pounds of torque. Look it up. It's crazy. That's the special edition. 1,000 horsepower, 11,500 foot-pounds of torque. Crazy. It's electric motor, but I don't know what spec they're talking about there, but wouldn't that spin the tires off the darn wheels? Look, so now scroll down. Go to reserve now, the bottom right. You can't even, they supposedly have full out of reserves.
Oh, there it says crab walk.
Yeah, crab walking's cool. Get out of here, GM. Scroll down. See, Hummer EV Edition 1.
There you go.
1,000 horsepower, 11,500 foot-pounds of torque. What's that little asterisk? Where's the asterisk?
That thing.
Scroll down to the bottom there.
Hummer EV Edition 1 reservations are full. Reserve another trim. Click the waitlist box in the reservation form. You'll be added to the Edition 1 waitlist.
So what does it say? Does it say anything about what that torque actually means? I don't know.
GM estimate.
Oh, okay.
You'd think they could measure that pretty well, but
I'd
like to estimate.
Yeah.
Come on, GM.
0 to 60 in 3 seconds in a Hummer.
That's pretty quick.
It's pretty insane. $112,000. Fall of 2021. So that's less than a year from now. I wonder if they actually they're onto something, or if they're full of crap. They're going to just do the same thing Tesla does and just say, well, maybe next year. Yeah, you want your $100 back? I'll give it back to you.
All right, let's go to a couple other questions here. Hey, Matt, what was your reason to choose the scissor lift over a two-post?
Oh, it's better in every measurable way. I can access the whole car and have some giant posts. It's easier to install. Just better. There's virtually nothing you can't do on a scissor lift that you could do on a two-post. Two-posts are not as safe. It's just, you got these giant poles in the way. You can't even open your frickin' door. I hate that. And then you can't detail anything on the side. So yeah, two posts make no sense to me unless you're, maybe if you're running brake lines down the side of a hot rod or something like that. But yeah, it's not. I wouldn't do it. They're more popular, cheaper. It's a lot less money for a two post, but then you got to do more to install it.
All right, Larry heard us talking about the Milwaukee kits. Will you put any combo kits together? For instance, I'd love to get an M12 brushless set with, say, a 3/8 impact, 1/4 impact hex driver, drill, 1/4 inch, and 3x extended ratchets, and an underhood light.
Something like that. We're working on it.
Combo kit with just the right amount of batteries and everything.
Yep, that's what we're going to be working on. That's one of those daunting tasks that wakes me up at night, and then I don't do it. I'm going to do it.
All right, Rob's Mobile Detailing. Saw you watching Joe Rogan podcast. Any others that you would recommend?
That's the only podcast I've listened to, really. He does enough episodes. That's all I need. I want to find some others that I like, but there aren't any. I don't listen to any. I'm sure there's some fantastic ones, but I don't know.
All right, let's see. Garrick says, Matt, can I drop off my 718 Spider for you to do a comparison video between the 718 GT4?
Sure.
Also, how can I take care of the convertible top?
Yeah, you really don't want to do much to that. You'd probably just want to put some Aerospace 303 protectant on it, and that's all I would really do. Don't California my Texas.
That's our super chat from Yoshi.
Gosh, thank goodness that people think Florida is a disaster, so no one comes here. That's why they were talking about how we did so great on our election results. We don't keep it quiet. We don't want all these people coming here, messing it up. The next thing you know, we're going to have crazy state income tax. Don't do that. We don't need pensions for people making $120,000 a year that work for 18 years. Forget it. We're not doing that. We don't want that.
Yeah,
I don't want weeds growing out of the middle of the road because they're squandering all the money. Yeah. It's Virginia, same way. We're like driving just random, like they're so unkempt. They're paying all these freaking tax. Where's it going? Stop squandering it. I don't want to pay it. It's a waste.
So there you go. That was a super chat from Yoshi. I think he's just trying to
rile me up.
Well, that and throw us off the scent of us trying to figure out where he actually is. He's claiming Texas there, but I think he's really somewhere else. Let's see. I'm on to you, Yoshi.
It's going to be me. As I'm talking about my new house, and there is no new house. I sold my house, and I live nowhere. I live in the attic of OG.
Let's see. Sam says, just want to say I'm impressed with my Pressall industrial sprayers. Bought 6 the day they got back in stock to replace my Quasars. What an upgrade. Yeah,
I think so, too. The Quasars are just... I wanted to love those, and I was like, man, I found it. This is like 10 years ago. I found it, and this is it. This is what I'm going to use. I'm going to swap all of my Griot's bottles out. It's going to be amazing, and I hated them. The things always come unscrewed, and just doesn't, I don't know, just the ergonomics is not good. The bottle's too heavy, and you threw them all away. And I even kept them. I'd I'll throw them all away but these 3, and then I'd throw 2 of the 3. It would take me 10 years to throw them all away. It's one of the reasons why now I just throw everything away. As soon as I catch wind and I don't like it, it's gone.
All right, we have a couple folks chiming in about the torque here. Scott Stecker, the torque is at the ground, comparable to multiplying the torque value of a regular car times the transmission and differential ratios. And then Juiced climbs in. Hummer EV engine torque is measured in wheel torque, not engine torque, so they included the gear ratio effect.
So it's bull crap.
Yeah, so
way to go, GM.
It's probably a lot, but not 11,000.
They hooked me in. Well, hook, line, and sinker. And I saw it. I'm like, it's freaking bull crap, but that's what they're telling us.
All right. A fun fact here from Obsessed Garage chiming in the chat. Matt can't cross his leg over his knee. There you go. There's your fact.
Yeah, we're doing this. Like, can you sit like this? Like,
oh, yeah, definitely.
You do? How do you do? Doesn't that feel like your hips gonna explode?
No.
Like, I can't get under the table. How do you do that?
I don't know.
We were sitting there, Bryce is doing his knees pointing down. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, Bryce looks spry. I bet he could probably sit Indian style like this if he really wanted to.
I could sit Indian style for 12 seconds and then my feet go numb. I can't do it. I have to grab my foot, lift it here. And this is a full-on sweat. I'm gonna start sweating in 30 seconds.
You need to be stretching more at the gym, Matt.
Oh,
somebody's skipping all the warm-ups.
Why would you want to sit like this? And dudes, don't do the leg over leg thing. It immediately it grosses me out. Don't do it. That's for girls. Don't. No, where they do the whole lean, the whole thing, the ball crusher.
Oh, okay.
Don't
want to do that.
God, oh, it just sketches me out so much. I don't know why. It's like, dudes do that. I immediately dismiss him as a man. I'm like, that dude cannot do a pull-up. There's no way. Cannot do a pull-up. So don't sit like that, people. I'm telling you. It's just not a good look. It's not good. Like when they sit there, like I'm watching with that Dave Letterman show. Did you watch that on Netflix?
Oh, No Introduction.
Yeah. And they're both of them are sitting there. Oh, I don't know why it just it just gets me. I've never spoken this in the past, but oh man, I don't know what it is, but I just immediately get sketched out.
All right, let's see.
Maybe it's like I'm thinking I'm gonna crush my own balls or something. I don't know what it is, but it's like one of those things that like just don't do it. Stop doing that, man. I don't think it's possible that you could do a pull up and do that, or like bench, like 185. There's just no way.
Speaking of which, you see the guy who deadlifted 500 pounds and ran a mile under 5 minutes?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Whew, that's insane.
I've been thinking about that. I'm like, squat 500. I don't think I could ever squat 500 though. I think maybe I probably could if I really focused on it, but
we're too tall.
I don't know. I don't think height has anything to do with it. Somebody who's going to squat 500, you like just woke up can wake up and squat 375, 400. Like my buddy Travis at the gym, like, even if he was a fat slob and didn't go to the gym, would still bench 315 5 times just because he's built that way. I don't know. I don't think I could ever get there. I think I could deadlift 500 though. I think the most I've ever done is 460. But I never really worked on it. So I've deadlifted 460. I've squatted 395, but I've had 400 on the 405 on the bar like 80 times, and I could just never. I could do 395 easy, and then 400, forget it. Can't do it.
It feels like the whole world's coming down on you.
Right. It's 5 more pounds, and I can't do it. It's like it gets in your head, But yeah, doing that, I don't know. That'd be cool. I'm probably too old now, All
right, let's see. This is a good question. From Michael in the chat here. What do you think of the world's largest White Castle being built in Orlando?
I didn't even.
You going to go there?
No.
Not a White Castle guy?
No,
Sam has a good theory here that you're just moving in the bachelor pad with Bryce and Jeff.
How does he even know about that?
I don't know, but that's pretty funny. Yeah. Michelle's getting her own nice house.
Yeah, I'm getting kicked out. Yep, that's it. She's like, I'm done with all this car crap. I'm out.
All right, then we have Matt Duffy did some math here. Somebody did. Hummer engine torque is estimated at 1,350 foot-pound, assuming a final drive ratio somewhere between 7-to-1 and 10-to-1.
That makes a lot more sense there, folks. Thank you for clarifying that.
Still a lot, but not quite that much.
Yeah.
Let's see. What is the OG garage solution for stuff like kids' bikes, shovels, rakes, etc.? I love the garage series.
Dumpster.
But struggle with how to handle the other miscellaneous
You got to
stuff.
have some sort of closet. Either build a shed, like Emmanuel had a shed out back. You build a shed, or you got to have some sort of closet somewhere and figure out how to build that. Like our new house doesn't have anything that we're moving to. I'm going to have to figure that out, where to put it. And otherwise, you freaking throw it away. There's no reason your kid should have more than one bike. I yell at Michelle all the time. They have a couple of bikes that like were found on the side of the road that somebody else is throwing away. We live in $1 million house, and you're picking up this freaking bike off the side of the road. 2 flat tires and a broken sprocket. I'm like, what are you doing? And I find it in the closet. She's like, Ryan was like, well, this is great. Like this, you can't even pedal it. It doesn't work. How about I just get you one nice bike? I'll get you an awesome one. He has a freaking $600 Giant. He's 9 years old. What do you need this junk from somebody's dumpster pile? Yeah. So anyway, I rebel against it. So Ryan probably has 3 bikes, and then we have a crazy cart, but I've then Chad was giving away this freaking tricycle thing, and next thing you know, it shows up at my house, and I'm like, no one's gonna use that. Get it out of here. They used it once, And then it's got this giant trike taking up the whole freaking closet. I walk in the closet, and for the 70, I've reorganized it like 17 times. Like perfect organization. It lasts like a week and turns into a freaking disaster. And I start throwing stuff. I literally was throwing out. They got this net. They've used it. Never even used it. This net. It's like as big as this room for like golf.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, get rid of this thing. We're never using this. Ryan's like, no, I'm going to use it. Michelle's like, no. This thing is great. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, you guys are never going to use it. Yeah, we're going to use it. We're going to. And then never gets taken out. It still has never gone out. Or if it came out, it's all tangled up and jacked up from laying on the floor, getting all the dumpster bikes put on it, tangled up in the sprocket. Like, what? So ridiculous. So I feel your pain, people, but you can't give in. You got to fight the fight. Stop this nonsense.
There you go. So
it's like you got to teach your people and your family. You got to teach them. You got to teach them how to deal with you. Like for instance, Christmas time. Don't let anybody buy you a bunch of crap that you don't want. You got to be unrelenting. Everybody in my life knows. Don't buy me anything ever. Don't buy me anything. Nothing. Don't do it. I don't want it. Unless it's a Heartland shirt or something. Don't buy me anything. I'll buy it myself. And so, if somebody wants to buy you something, have them get you a gift card or give them a very specific list. It's always Nikes, Reeboks, Rogue, DVDs, like 4K DVD discs.
Little Debbie.
Because no one's ever going to buy anything I actually want because everything I want is $2,000 or above. And so don't do it. And so what you do, I'm going to make a few Instagram posts around the holidays. Tell your wife or your people in your family, if they want to get you something, just get an Obsessed Garage gift card because we're going to have something they want. Guaranteed. And so you've got to help them, though. You got to teach them. It's like palming hundos. You palm a hundo to teach a guy how to take care of your stuff, how to deal with you. Same thing when it comes to your garbage at your house, like rakes and crap. First of all, you don't need 37 rakes. The other thing is, when the last time you ever actually used a rake? You look at the rake and be like, man, I really need to go use that rake, but you never actually do. So frickin' just get rid of the darn rake. You don't need 9 of them. And if it's not a really nice one, throw it away and get a really nice one. Stop holding on to stuff, thinking that someday you might have another kid when you're 52, and you got all the baby clothes still in the, it's sitting there in your garage in some tote. And it's got all kinds of there's kind of bugs in there and crap. It's ruined anyway. You should have thrown it away when you were 38, when you realize you're not having any more kids.
So there you go, MGAD. Thanks for the question. Get a shed, I think, was the...
yeah, but you still got to manage that.
And get rid of the stuff.
Because then the shed will fill up with garbage. There won't be any room in the shed. Next thing you know, you try to pull in your garage, and there's a tricycle in the middle of the thing that no one uses. Because it was sitting in the yard for 3 weeks, and now it's all of a sudden in your parking spot for some unknown reason. Some neighbor kid got on it and left it in the middle of the driveway because your kids don't want it. Because he's looking for some other bike in the dumpster somewhere.
So yeah, that's.
I love this whole moving thing. You got to keep the house clean. Michelle she's hating it. She's like, I can't do this. Why can't we just have everybody look at the house for one day? I'm like, this is the way the house should be all the time. So we shouldn't have to do anything. It's like, well, I got to clean all the dishes. I said, well, let's just do that every day forever. It'd be great. I love it. I'm in. I'll wipe the counter down every day. It's awesome. Hope she's not listening. If she was listening to this one, she'd be texting me right now.
She's not listening. She's driving right around to dumpsters here. Ladylike.
Oh, Lordy.
Man.
What am I going to do?
Going shopping.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Yes. Matt is wearing Nikes today, the green Nikes that he bought himself.
I'm waiting for the comment. Some people, you can't afford it. You got to go to the dumpster. Well, we don't, and we should. We need to leave the dumpster for the people who can't afford it. Don't go to the dumpster and fill up a freaking closet filled with junk.
I feel like there needs to be a real-time blood pressure monitor on screen for Matt. That would be a nice addition, Jeff. Good call. Ben Pack chimed in the chat. Matt, you picked a great lift brand to carry on your home garage initiatives. We know you'd be working on a good solution for a while. They're one of the best. We're still fans of yours.
I still need Ben Pack to be able to do the to 4 posts. So I still need to do that. So hopefully I can convince him to let me do the parkers, the parking lifts and the stackers and all that stuff that Noosebomb doesn't do. I need like a mid end and then a high end. I think it'd be an awesome setup. That's the plan. Like HD9, HD9, the larger versions, and then the parking lifts and all that stuff I need to have. I'm getting there. It's a freaking huge project.
I have some Apple chat here in the chat. Let's see. The M1, Apple M1 thing. Do you know what they're talking about?
Yeah, the new Apple chips. Yep.
Oh. Are you getting one of those or 5 of those on your next one?
Yeah, I guess on the new. I mean, they're moving away from Intel, so it'll be interesting to see. My 16-inch MacBook Pro is basically new, so I'll wait for them to come out with the new 16-inch version and probably get that.
And his new iPhone is on the way. I saw the email about that or something.
It's a steal. I trade in my old one and get the new one. Yeah, it should be here December 2nd. Is when it's due. Got the case already. Got the charger showing up today. Ain't got no phone. I got the blue one, as you might imagine. Yeah.
What's your current one? Is it? Oh, you lost your case there. You don't have.
I got rid of it. Yeah, green. I don't like having this.
What is that?
That's a magnet for my.
Oh, the mount.
For my mount at my GT4 and GT3.
Gotcha. All right, we'll get to 1 or 2 more questions here. From Insteezy. Do you have any recommendations for long-term parts storage? I tend to get rid of everything I don't need, but still left with a good amount of parts and bins. No shed, just a 2-car garage.
Yeah, I mean, all that stuff is in an attic. If you have something, is the hope. Yeah, because it's not. It doesn't matter for elements and stuff like that. And so all the mine is in the attic somewhere.
Let's see. Matt wants to know, how viable are the portable 2-post lifts? I really want to lift, but due to the location of where I want to put it, one of the posts would be in the way of getting my car in the garage. I
mean, those things are so freaking heavy, so to move them around is not very practical. That's where I'd be inclined to just do a scissor lift and just drive over it. Put some approach ramps, and just drive over it in your parking spot. You'd get used to it.
All right. So that's all the questions we got for today. It's 3:28 here on the East Coast. Get back to work. Go film some videos, or at least talk about filming some videos. And we'll be back next week, right? Next Friday?
Yep.
Now, the Friday after, we did have a couple questions. Friday after is Black Friday, so will we be doing anything? Are you going to do like a live stream
maybe
from fulfillment area? Are we going to do a podcast? Or
that's a good idea. Yeah,
we don't know yet what's
live from the tape machine. Yeah,
as long as your mom doesn't get on camera,
that's a good idea. We should do that with them in the background. People are like, that's freaking annoying. Like, all I can hear is the tape machines. Yep.
Yeah, that'd be good to show kind of what it looks like in the middle of it all.
Yep.
All right, so thanks everybody for joining us today. Thank you for all the questions, and we'll see you next week, next Friday.
See ya. Oh boy. Still eating lunch.
You're overdue.
Get too excited, too sidetracked.